Shavua Tov. So first of all, Divrei Chizuk. Just thinking to myself, I'm putting on my tefillin Rabbeinu Tam, and I'm thinking to myself, on Shalosh Shudas, we were sitting, and I turned to the Olam, I said, we're so lucky, we're so blessed. So of course, some perplexed faces, why? I said, Shalosh Shudas, we're so blessed. We're so blessed because we could get to sit in by Shalosh Shudas, the mitzvah of Shalosh Shudas. We forget how much we have to be thankful. And I said, the song of Shabbos, of course, is Mizmos, Tov Loides Lashem, just to be thankful for everything that we have. And then to really understand what it means. So tefillin, I'm putting on tefillin. If someone would stop me, I was thinking to myself, someone would come over and say, wait, I will give you $100,000 if you don't put on tefillin today. Will I do it or not? So this is the Baal Shem Tov. The Baal Shem Tov used to say, Pshat in the Mishnah, where it says, Schar mitzvah negative seder. What does that mean? You should calculate the reward of a mitzvah according to its loss. So Baal Shem Tov said, when we want to really appreciate what it means to do a mitzvah, whether it's a lady about to light candles for Shabbos and someone's going to offer them her $100,000, or a man this morning is putting on tefillin, someone would come over and say, okay, I'll give you $100,000 if you don't put on tefillin today. That's it, I don't want you to put on tefillin. So those that would not take the $100,000, of course, there's calculations why you would in order to help out. But let's say you would say, you know what? My mitzvah is worth more than $100,000. Now imagine someone just comes over and says, I really like you. I like the way you put on tefillin, then I want to give you $100,000. So we'd be pretty happy. We'd be walking around a little bit different today. That's how we should be walking around after we do a mitzvah. We should be mamish dancing the streets. So there's a reason why we don't. And perhaps because we don't think about it. We don't appreciate it, and there's another reason, but I don't want to discuss that specifically now. It was just the words of chizuk, because I just put on tefillin and I thought of that idea. I want to share another chiddush, mamash, a beautiful chiddush from Rav Schwab Zichrono Livrocha, that I wanted to mention before Shabbos. It's something so powerful. Rav Schwab quotes from Rav Yerucham of Mir, the Rosh Yeshiva of Mir. Rav Yerucham of Mir explains why is it that when it came to Esav and Yaakov meeting, it says Vayivku, they cried. So there's many different interpretations. The famous midrash says that Esav was crying because he lost his teeth, he needed a dentist, and Yaakov was because he bit his neck. Rabbi Yerucham says the following. He says they cried because we know Chazal say, our sages teach us, at that moment, Nichmuru Rachmov, that suddenly there was compassion Esav felt towards Yaakov. There was a change of heart, there was a change of character. Rabbi Yerucham says, changing of character is a miracle. And the reason why they were crying is because they both didn't think it could ever happen. To change a midah is a miracle, but the mistake is to think that we can't do it. And we'll speak, God willing, more about this concept, that so many times we sell ourselves short. We sell ourselves short and then we make decisions based on that, and of course life plays itself out based on our decisions. One thing we have to know, and this is written in Rav Tzadok HaKohen. I have a chavrusa with someone, probably 3 minutes a day. It's the most amazing chavrusa. Baruch Hashem, the chavrusas that are 3 minutes sometimes could accomplish worlds. So I learned with a person, Shloima, my friend, my dear friend, 3 minutes a day of Tzadok HaKohen. Rav Tzadok HaKohen says in Siman Mem Gimel on Mem Daled, two perhaps of the most fundamental concepts. One of them is the idea that if Hashem gives you a nisayon, a trial, a test. So if Tzadok HaKohen says in a few places, it means you can do it. And even though his Rebbe, the Ishbitze, who's quoted by many as saying, and in explaining the story of Kozbi, Vastzur, and Zimri, that sometimes a person will get a test that he can't overcome. And this is quoted, and I think there's a misquote. Because what people sometimes take from that is, there are times where I have such a trial, a test, there's no way I could do it. And we decide so. Rav Tzadok HaKohen says no. Even if it might be true that there is such a concept that a person sometimes will get a trial for deep reasons that he can't overcome. But he can never make that decision. We can never sell ourselves short and say we can't. We have to daven, and we have to assume that we can, and it all depends on our davening. If it ends up being that we weren't able to, someone else could say, And that was a mistake that the Nasi, Zimri, made. He said, I see that I can't. Pinchas said, you're wrong. And Pinchas was right. Never sell ourselves short. And as we'll see, this is actually the secret to this week's Parsha with the brothers, which we'll explain, God willing. So have an amazing week. And anything that comes your way, say you can. Because with the Rabbanish's help and with davening, you could do anything. Ein dova oimed bifnei haratzon. Shavua tov.